Okay, hello YouTube. I'm Wolfie, the wolf with the claws. How? Okay, so Minecraft have added this really cool thing called a campfire. As you notice, it lets smoke out. So, if you put on top of your houses a 4-block high, well it's actually 5 blocks because it's stairs on top. See that? The stairs. So a 5-block, it's basically 5 blocks high. You can put a 5-block high chimney on top of your house now, and it has to be 3 by 3. So 3 by 3 square. And then in the middle you basically put a campfire. And then you'll get smoke coming out the top. It's just enough smoke. You see, you don't really want the smoke go too high, so that's why you want it to be 5 blocks high of chimney, because then you'll have about maybe 2-3 blocks of smoke coming out the top, and it just looks just right. But yeah, so that's a smart, a cool thing you can do with a campfire. You can make a chimney on top of your house. See, you don't have to have the campfire at the bottom of your fire in the house, because you don't want to have smoke going through the whole entire house. You put it on the top of the chimney, well, on the bottom of the chimney, where the chimney starts. And then you do the chimney so it's 5 blocks up. You have a little bit of smoke coming out. Then obviously, underneath the campfire would be the ceiling to your house. And then down there, if you had a fireplace that was in line with this chimney, then down there you'd have normal netherrack with a fire on it. That you'd light it and it'd just be a normal flame. Because then that wouldn't put the smoke in your house, because you don't want to have smoke in your inside your house. That would just look weird. Even though if you do put a carpet directly above this, can I get a piece of carpet? Yeah, if you put a piece of carpet directly above it, it won't smoke at all. So you could actually have that in your house like that, and then oh, that's weird. Let's just smoke through. Look at that. Yeah. Oh no. There you go. Huh? I thought, oh, that was a glitch, I think. Okay, so you could put like a block directly above it. It won't smoke. Let me see if it does the same with glass. Yep, the smoke disappears with glass. So you could use a piece of glass to stop the smoke. I'm sure you could probably use actually the other glass, the flat one. Oh, that's in the wrong place. Just point downwards. Oh, there we go. Look at that. You can place a piece of a glass pane. See, it's glass pane. Place just one glass pane directly above your fireplace, and it's hardly noticeable. And then it stops smoke coming in your house, and then you can build your fireplace around it, you see. And you would have to make this go back by 3. You see, that'd be your fireplace. Put a dog in front of it. And you've got your fireplace. You can make these There you go. So that would be your fireplace, basically, inside your house. And it wouldn't be smoking because you'd have a piece of glass on top of it so you won't get smoke in your house. You could then further go across like there, up here. Okay, that's just weird. It's a little smoke. Okay, that's just strange. I have absolutely no idea why it's doing that. It must be a glitch. Yeah, you'd have to... There we go. Okay, so you have to make it 2 blocks high, so it goes over it. And it's kind of like a fireplace, and it, you could probably put like doesn't really look very nice, does it? You see, that's what you get if it's not blocked off. That's what you get if you have campfires in your fireplace down underneath the chimney. And that's why it wouldn't be very good, because you don't want all this smoke. That's why it's better to do this. It's not so smoky. And it looks a much nicer fireplace sort of fire. And I guess you could, if you wanted to, put a campfire in the front one. Put a piece of glass above it so it stops the smoke. And then you see you have one in there that is actually a campfire. And then you can obviously, when you've gone out hunting and you come home with your raw beef, you can put 4 pieces of raw beef on your little campfire inside your fire. And of course, as long as you're standing next to it, it'll suck it into you to absorb it. I have no idea where that went, because my character's full. Like, he literally is full. But it sucked it into me, so that's weird. I'm wondering if this works or if it just the other flames burn the cooked meat to completely nothing. If I actually pick it up, we'll find out right now. I'm close enough. Oh, I got one. Ah, I'm on fire. Yeah, it's not very good to use for cooking food because obviously it jumps in and the other flames get it. But that's what you can do. Like you can have one campfire in the middle and then 5 netherrack around, so it makes your fire look nice and toasty. No, what I would do is just basically the netherrack alone, because that's a nice looking fire, you know, nice burning fire, bright orange flame burning away, makes you feel nice and warm and toasty. And of course the chimney thing it's solid up there, so there's no hole for anything to go through. But if you build it like this, where you've got six flames going there, then on top here you've already got, because it's got a back, and the 6 flames are in that space, and you've got the front. In total, up here, you've got a perfect shape to start your chimney. Now you want obviously down here you would have goes up. It only goes up by 1, but it makes it look it gives the impression that it goes up. And then this is your mantelpiece, obviously, and you would fill this in all the way to the front, so it's like that. Because you could hang a banner up here or something, and put stuff on your mantelpiece here. But then at the back here, you would carry this up to the top of your house, to wherever you wanted the top of your house to be. You would probably have an upstairs, so you'd want it to go past the upstairs. I usually, if my fireplace is usually at least from the ground 3 blocks up to the mantelpiece. The mantelpiece needs at least 2 blocks, well 2 or 3 blocks, actually 3 blocks. So then that would be where the other floor would be. Except that it wouldn't be brick. It would be like this, wooden floor for the next floor up. You would have it going all the way to there, and then Hey, stop breaking bricks that I don't want breaking. Okay, so I would do this about here. Okay, so that kind of ties it in, makes it look like it's 3 blocks by 3 at the back, and it sticks out a bit. And here you'd want this to be the same height as the other floor below, obviously. So this floor is what, 6 blocks high? So you got 3 here, so you need another. Three there, and then the brick. Now you're probably thinking, well, why am I bothering to fill in the middle when, you know, it doesn't really need to be filled in? Could leave it hollow all the way. Well, actually you do, because you don't want monsters spawning in there. They're terrible, they are. They will spawn in any area that's dark. If there's something for them to stand on, they'll spawn in 1 block of space, they will, and then you'll have a monster that you can't kill, and if your bed's near it, you won't be able to sleep, which will be terrible. You turn this into a 3 up here, because it's not the fireplace. The fireplace is downstairs. It's just the chimney breast coming out of the wall. And you don't want it to be the same size as what's below. And then it sticks out the back by 3 as well, but you've got it sticking out by 4 because of the stone brick. I mean, really, this should it should probably be actually there, just wider there, just to make it sort of emphasize it a bit at the bottom, because that would be where the deep bit would be. Actually, I could probably make that go brick. Yep, there we go, looks better like that. Now, in here we've got our 6 blocks going up. We have to go up 1 more block. Because this would be where our roof would be. This is the internal roof, obviously. Because we would probably have dark oak to match the floor. You can make it an attic, obviously. Or not. I mean, it's up to you really. But you would basically have the roof coming up on each side. So it would be coming out the side of the roof here, and your roof would obviously then go around the house, the building, however it was. If you had a long building like the mansion down there, your roof would go out wider and curve more, but you'd have your roof going up like a normal roof, and inside the roof you could have an attic if you want to, or you could just fill it in and just have it be solid, or you could just have it so it's part of the floor below, like down here you could have it so it's there, and then need that there. Nope. Oops, that's supposed to be okay, and then you could have it like that inside, so that when you're down here and you look up, you've got like a hole. The roof is actually just part of your ceiling. You can do it like that, but anyway, once you've got your chimney, so it's sticking out the top like that. So you see you've got your fireplace down here, nicely burning away. It looks, you can slightly see that there's a gap going up, so it looks like it actually goes up there. Then you've got your second floor with your chimney breast, and the chimney keeps on going up into the roof, and then it comes out the top. Once you've got your chimney up the top here, that's where the fun bit starts. You take your fireplace, you put your fireplace right there, and then you want to go wrap around the fireplace with brick. And you want to go up 5 blocks, well 4 blocks, with the normal square block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you want the stair ones, 5. That just makes the top go a bit more smaller and cones it a little bit. And then there you go, you've got your chimney and it's smoking away. And you have your fire down the bottom. See? It looks like the fire down below You don't see any smoke down there obviously, but then you get smoke up the top. And that's basically a nice way to make a chimney for your house in Minecraft now, thanks to the nice new item they have given us, the campfire. I mean, yeah, you can use it out in the wilderness to cook your food. Yeah. Hang on, let me see. Yep, you could use it out in the wilderness. Just to cook your food like this. See, this is a normal use for it, to put it out in the wilderness to cook your food on. That's what the normal purpose of it is for, actually, obviously, but this is what you can use it for. See, you put it inside a 3x3 tube that's made of brick. Obviously I made this with glass so you can see what's in there and what happens at the top, see, and then obviously this is like a finished product. I'm using netherrack at the bottom because I don't want smoke at the bottom, because I already show you what that happens when you do that. It doesn't look very good at all. So this looks really nice for a fire in downstairs of your house. You have the second floor, chimney breast, third, you've got the smoke coming out the top, because obviously campfire is right in there. Just like it is down here. Done exactly the same thing, except with the weather glasses I've changed into brick. So yeah, that's a nice way to make a chimney breast for your house. So once you've made the chimney for your house and you've got the chimney going, you then pretty much this is kind of the best thing to do. You build yourself this chimney breast first, get that built and get it working so it's smoking away. Then build your house around it, around your fireplace. Trust me, if you build your fireplace first to how you want your fireplace to be, then you can build your house around the fireplace, and you know how big your fireplace is, so you know how big to build the house. Because if you try and build a house and then you go and try and build a fireplace inside the house and it doesn't fit, you have to make your house bigger. So it's always best to start with the fireplace and then expand your house around the fireplace that you make. Now there is a guide on YouTube. I don't remember who made the guide, but there is a guide on YouTube where you can make a fireplace, which is like you have a switch and the flames go out and it opens up and you can go down into a secret layer underneath the fireplace. If you made that fireplace, you could make that fireplace, and have a secret room underneath your house, and then you could basically from that build up like this and then put a campfire at the top so it actually smokes. Now you could obviously also make your chimney bigger if you wanted to. Let's just go over here. You could do a 4.
Ooh, can you feel me in your pocket?
A 4x4. See, you can do a 4x4. If I do this so that people can see. Obviously where I'm putting the glass would be brick, but you could do a 4x4 chimney if you have a bigger house, like a huge house. But the same thing would apply. You would just get more smoke coming out of your chimney. So you don't have to do a 3x3, you could do 4x4 and have a an even bigger one, and let's see, it's 3, 4. Oh. This has to be. See, an even bigger chimney. You have 4 campfires, and you get even more smoke coming out the top. So the bigger you make the campfire, the more, I mean, not the campfire, but the bigger you make, the wider you make the chimney, the more smoke you'd have coming out. So it depends whether you want it to look like an industrial building, or whether you just want it to look like a homely home that's just got a small fire going. Yeah, that's pretty much. So you don't have to do a 3x3. You could do a 4x4, or you could even make it a 5x5, which would kind of be odd number really. 4, 5. Yeah, a 5x5 would give you 3x3 with fires, which would be a lot of smoke. Look at that. So depending how big you want your house, the bigger you can make your chimney. You know, and the more campfires you would just need. Obviously the more campfires you have, it's going to be noisier. You can hear them crackling away. Very noisy. But you get, the more smoke you get coming out the top, the more campfires you're using. I wonder what happens if you... Can it let you place a campfire on top of a campfire? No, it doesn't, but it does... It does let you put a block on top, so then you can put another campfire. That's actually kind of cool thing to do, really. When you've got when you're doing it so that you have, if you're going to do it this big, you want 2 blocks of chimney blocks in the middle and put the campfire, campfire raised up by 2 blocks, because then you see what you get. Obviously I can't really show you my fingers here, but you see, you can kind of see what I'm on about. The middle of the smoke goes up higher than the sides, which just gives it kind of like a little bit of a definition, you know. It makes it look like the middle of the smoke is higher and the edges are lower. So yeah, that's the good thing, probably the better thing to do. If you're going to have more fires than 4, you've got 2x2. If you're going to have a 3x3, I would make the middle one up 1. And then if you were going to have a 4x4 of fires, I would put the 4 middle fires up 1 as well, because then you're going to get that cone shape at the top with the smoke. Oh look, phantoms. Great. But I'm in frickin'... I'm in creative. why would... What are these? Dead horn coral block. Okay, where's the... Oh, there we go.
Ooh, can you feel me in your pocket?
Haha, gone away. I know really I didn't have to do that because I could have just... where is it? Go on to host options, turn off daylight cycle, turn off mob spawning because I don't want mobs, I'm going to get rid of them. There we go. Now it's never going to get night time anyway. Okay, now you probably saw some other things around here and you're wondering what they are. Okay, well this is my demonstration that I've done for myself to figure out how to get two pistons to go forward. And this is what you do, see? See, the one piston pushes this piston forward, which then this piston then gets powered so it goes forward as well. So if you have a block on the front, the block is getting pushed out by two blocks. So it will get pulled in by two blocks. Which means you're then uncovering not just one block but two blocks. And the way you do that is this simple setup here. Redstone like this, in kind of like, if you look at it from this point of view, it's like an F. With just two little, well, it's like an F with an extra tail, I guess. So you've got two pieces of redstone at the top, 1, 2, 3. So basically it's like a 4 block long of redstone going all the way. So a line of 4 redstone. And then 1 to the right. That's all there is. So you've just got an L shape of redstone. Because obviously the redstone going into it's like this, that does that automatically when it touches those. So that's, redstone normally goes straight, but because it's touching those it gets the cross shape and goes in both directions. But there's nothing this side to power, so it won't do anything there, but it goes into the repeater. Now the thing with the repeaters, you need to have the first one has to be on the second click. So obviously you have to touch it once, because when you place it down, it's normally this lever is normally right in there. So you have to touch it once to get it back 1. And this one you have to touch, so you move the back lever all the way to the back, and that's it. If you have it set up like that, it works right. See, when you turn it off, the delay on it is to the point that this will go off straight away. So that means that this piston will pull that in. And then, because there's a delay on this one, this one won't try to pull back until a little while, which is usually long enough, because this has already pulled its stuff in, because you can't pull a piston that's sticking out for some reason. The piston has to be in. So because this is just straight redstone, as soon as you turn it off, this shuts off straight away, which means that this piston, because it's over here, pulls the block in. And then because this one's got a delay, a long delay, it doesn't do nothing. It's this one that is to this one, and that's got a slow delay, which is just long enough to make this one be pulled back as well. So they all blocks move. the reason this one's here with a long delay, what it is this goes off straight away. So that goes off straight away, which makes it so this piston goes in. And then because it's got a short delay, this then makes it so this is the second piston pulls the piston and its block. Well, pulls the piston actually, doesn't pull the block, pulls the piston. Which then, this piston, because it's still powered, because it's got a long delay, so it's still powered even when you've switched the switch off, it's still got power to it, just about, only for like a split second. So when this piston gets pulled back by this piston, it automatically shoots back out again, because it's getting powered again by this red repeater, because it's still powered, because of the delay, that it shoots back out and it grabs its block again, which is moved, which it moved in to here, so it can then stick out again and grab its block again and pull its block in. So it's doing a pull twice, because if you watch when I turn it off, so you see this middle piston trying to fly out just for a split second, but it's because it's going out again, grabbing its block and pulling its block back in, so this block is getting moved twice. So the piston, this piston can't actually pull the piston and this block back together. It doesn't do that. It's not how it works. What it does is it pulls the piston back, but then the piston gets pulled into power. So it goes out, grabs its block again, sticks onto its block again, it's a sticky piston. But then when the power delay finally wears out on this one, it goes back in again. So it's pulled its block back in again, because it's stuck to it and pulls it in. But it does it in a matter of seconds, well, matter of milliseconds, so you can't even see it. It's so fast. Now over here, I did this similar thing. See, this when this closes, it just looks like a nice library, which I should have done that all the way around as well. And then what I need to do is I need the stone brick stairs. There they are. Okay, now I need to go 1, 2, 3. Ah! I fell. Oh yeah, I need pieces there. Okay, now that matches, you see. It just looks like it's just part of it, innit? And it's got extra books down there. Low books. Then you see, I've got a switch there. Switch, and it opens up to a nice stairway, which you can close behind you. Oh, wrong button. I'm flying. So, which you see, these pistons get pushed out twice. See, the piston pushes these pistons out, which then pushes the bookcase out, so it covers. The pistons come from and these bookcases down the bottom here, they get pushed out from the side. There's actually a piston under here somewhere that pushes these bookcases in, so it closes the gap. They get sucked in, and then those four up there, they get pushed out twice, so it closes it up. Now I have an emergency escape right here. Now you see, the thing is, when I've switched the switch down there, This one does nothing. See? So then basically you would have to break those blocks to go down your emergency route. You see, you wouldn't use the emergency route unless you had to. It's just an emergency exit in case someone locks you in. Because if they switch the switch off out there as well, this one wouldn't do nothing either. It's just you have a way to get out. Because if they switched it out there, say someone switched it out there, right? And you came up from your secret domain because they tried to switch and nothing happened. Right, say they did that, look, switched it back off, or moved. Switched it off like that, or they, even worse, they removed the switch, you know. Then when you come down here, look, it does nothing. So I have this as a backup escape route, kind of. That's what I made it for. So I come in and I can flick that. Obviously I wouldn't have to break the blocks and go back down my escape route, because what I would have done is I would have flicked this up like that, so, and then gone up the escape route. Push that, and then push this to the on, so that it would open. Test that it would open. Something went wrong with it there, didn't it? The top one didn't go. Wow. It's very quick. But yeah, it's just, obviously I don't normally play in creative. I only come in creative to just like test ideas. This is basically a library idea I had to make my own library for a mansion. See, it's a nice looking library, and you got like 2 sides. I would probably make it 3 sides and have the entrance into it. But this is just basically like the corner to and so I've got glass on the top so I can see all my redstone, and you can see how it's laid out. See, you can see that same pattern, look. The 4 redstone and then 1 to the side next to 2 pistons. Now the 2 pistons below, they don't have the same circuit going to them. They're running off this circuit at the top here. This circuit touches these 2 pistons, and it affects the ones below as well, because it goes into them, because that's the way pistons work. You only have to power the top one, and the piston below it will work as well, or a piston above it. 2 pistons at least, if they're touching each other, will usually power if it's up or down, not sideways but up or down. You can power multiple pistons. So yeah, I've only got the circuit that I set up over here. I utilized into that basically, and to make the secret entrance into a stairway, which I could then have going down into a mine or anything really. I've got it going inside a mansion here, but that's just I'm building on top of the mansion roof, as it provides me the nice flat surface, because obviously out there I would have to flatten stuff down to be able to build my tests things. And this is pretty much what I use my creative world for, is for testing build ideas. That just looks ridiculous, doesn't it? There we go. And I like to put glass above my redstone in my creative world, because I like to be able to see the redstone, how it's laid out. And then obviously in a proper survival game, if I was to replicate it, I would obviously have it covered properly, and you wouldn't be able to see it at all. All the redstone would be covered and hidden away, and everything would just be smooth. I was in my daughter's world a while ago, not a minute ago, but a while ago, like at least an hour ago. And I did come up with an idea where I could put, in this fire, you could put a, you can put a trapdoor like that. And then you just need to send a redstone signal, like it's on that block there, so down like that and then that. You would have to make a very much bigger chimney, I think, to do it with. But essentially you could send a signal up with redstone torches. Okay, so that's open. Okay, now what is that? Open or close? It's closed. So no, not there. Actually, we need it there. Oh, wrong one. Seems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You always want to make things look symmetrical, because then it makes it look good. And then I would probably just, because one side is hiding the redstone, you make the other side look the same, and then it's basically looking identical. And then what you see, what you have is, and obviously here you would do that. Put another switch in there, and it just makes it sort of kind of look cool. And then And you see, you could come upstairs, and when you're going to bed, you could do that at night time. You would turn the switch down, and it would cut the chimney off, so no smoke would come out at night time, or if you were going out. And then what you could do is, when basically you could then have it so that when you're home, you would open it, and the smoke would come out, so people would know you're home. You could use it as a message signal to signal to people that you're home. But when you go out, you could do that, and it would be turned off. And that would be if you were offline or out adventuring. You could have it like that. And like if you're in a world where people, that trust people, and the rules are you don't go in other people's houses. Because you can be in servers where it's like that, where you aren't supposed to go in people's houses. You've got to keep out of people's houses unless they invite you in. They could say, okay, if I'm on, you can come in my house, but if I'm not, but only come in my house if I'm there. If I'm out adventuring or I'm not out of my house, I don't want you in my house. People might have those sort of rules, you never know. So this would be a great thing you could use in the server like that. You could say, okay, look, if my chimney's fire is on, then I'm home. You're signaling to people that you're home, and then call around, visit, and come and see you. But if you turn it off, then you're not home. So they know that there's no smoke in the chimney, you're not home, they can't come around. They just got to, there's no point in them to come to your house, or go into your house, because they don't want people in their houses when they're not on. So you can use it as a signal, basically. It kind of like does block off a little bit of the smoke when you have a trapdoor in there. Some of the smoke gets stuck on it, so you get some less smoke coming out the top, but you still get smoke nonetheless. It's just a little less. It's probably actually better that way, because the less smoke you have coming out the top, the less the game's got to load on your screen up there. Because the smoke you can't see that's behind, it doesn't have to load that for you to see. I mean, it's there, but the game doesn't, the screen visually doesn't have to show you the cloud. It only shows you the clouds that come out the top here that you can see. You'd have to actually travel up here and actually look down before it actually have to render the clouds in there. I mean, they're probably already rendered, but your screen doesn't have to show them, so the game knows they're there, but you don't. So yeah, that's I've been on for an hour now, but I basically mainly came on to show you about the campfire, the new thing that they gave us, which is really cool, because it's not, yes, you can use it as a campfire, but you can also use it for a chimney, and you can make a chimney of different sizes. I will probably try and stream again sometime soon. If you've got any requests, like if you want to know how to build a specific thing, I'm a redstone master. I'm a master of redstone. So if you want to know how to build something out of redstone, I can show you. I can do a kind of tutorial guide for that. I have already made secret rooms where you don't even have a switch to that you can see, because it doesn't use a switch or a button. You just basically like throw down some redstone and then a door opens up. I can show you how to make one of those. Also, I use a certain circuit a lot because it's very awesome. You put 2 pistons like this with a block in the middle, and then obviously 2 blocks on top. Then you put redstone there, and redstone there, and redstone on the top like that, and then you have this coming out here. Now you can have it coming out both sides. One thing I would advise though, is that you do that. That stops the circuit from messing up. You have to have a redstone repeater at least 1 block away from this. Otherwise the signal goes both ways, and when it goes the other way it kind of messes up the circuit. And then basically what this is good for is if you have a secret room but you don't want it on a switch. You want it on something else, like actually, oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you get your redstone repeater, and you have your redstone repeater go there, and have it powered. Now it's powered, but the thing is, power isn't going to come through to this side, is it? The redstone will power that block, which will then power this redstone repeater, which then will power redstone. Okay, so this is what you probably have here, like this. Oh, actually, no, not there. We'd have. Okay, so the power switch button will go there. And then you'd have another one here. This is what you would do with the button. Now I'm just doing this all off the top of my head, by the way, so I mean I build very fast, and I just basically, it just flows from the top of my head. I don't like plan stuff.